So I guess my Screencastify account needed to be updated, guys. Sorry, it cut me off. So coplanar together on a single plane or a single sheet of paper. Planes go on and on in all directions. So you just need 3 non-collinear points in order to make a plane. And then 3 non-coplanar points would be 3 dots that are not attached by a plane. Maybe 3 different corners of a tissue box or 3 corners of your cell phone that are not on a plane. So this X is not on that sheet of paper, and so that's not coplanar. Maybe on slide 6, and let's see what we're talking about there. We've got parallel lines. Parallel lines, as you know, are like train tracks. They go on and on forever in both directions and will never, ever, ever touch. And then intersecting lines cross at a single vertex. We're going to learn later in the unit about the relationship between those 4 angles. Perpendicular means that they meet exactly at right angles. So if you have 1 right angle here, we've got 4 right angles. An angle bisector, to bisect means to cut in half. So we take this black angle and we cut it in half with a red line. It's like slicing diagonal through a sandwich. And then you've got 2 congruent angles on both sides. And then a segment bisector, just like an angle bisector cuts the angle in half, a segment bisector is going to cut the line segment in half. So if M is the midpoint, it's that middle point of the segment, then AM is equal to MB. So take a second and pause the video, drag these to where you think they need to go. I'm going to pause my video too, and then we'll compare notes when you're finished. So welcome back. Hopefully you have sorted yours. I changed the size of mine so we can talk about it a little more clearly. Parallel lines are never going to intersect, and they have the symbol that looks like an 11, right? So that symbol is super important. Write that down in your notebook somewhere. You're going to need to remember that. Intersecting lines are 2 that cross each other, so that should be a pretty easy one. Then we've got perpendicular lines. Perpendicular lines are going to meet at that right angle. So that's a right angle, that's also a right angle, and that's a right angle. 4 right angles are going to add up to 360 degrees. That symbol is an upside down T. Again, that is a super important symbol. It kind of looks like part of those perpendicular lines. So it just makes sense. We've got perpendicular lines that make a right angle. And then the angle bisector down here is where we cut an angle with a ray. So a line or a ray that divides an angle into 2 equal parts. If this part is 30 degrees, then this other part is 30 degrees because 60 divided in half is going to give me 30 degrees. So you want to make sure you kind of understand that conceptually. And then our line segment bisector down here just means the same thing. So to bisect means to cut in half. So AM, if that is 20 centimeters, then MB is also going to be 20 centimeters. 40 centimeters divided by 2 is going to give me 20 centimeters. Both of those sides of the segment bisector are exactly the same. M is the midpoint, just like both of these angles are exactly the same because that red ray has divided the black angle into 2 equal segments. Bisect, to cut in half. Let's go over to slide 7 and see if we can do some of these true falses. And I think we can just kind of do these in real time.